Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will review this AZZA case I bought online. The one I got is the Photios 250. First thing we'll check on this case is the packaging. So a good case doesn't matter if the packaging is terrible and always comes damaged. So let's see how AZZA packs their computer cases. The case was packaged with closed cell foam. It's very unlikely to get damaged during transport, but it's still there's no protection on the side where the tempered glass is. So yes, there is a tempered glass side panel. The top, however, it's a transparent plastic. The glass side panel is held on by 4 screws. They have like a little rubber ring around, like a grommet, around the threads and the head to protect it from the glass. Opening the case reveals the first flaw. The last screw off. Be very careful not to drop the whole glass onto the floor or the table. The case comes with a bag of accessories such as standoffs and screws. The screws are anodized black, so it's a bonus for a budget case. The case comes with a red fan in the front and a standard black fan on the back. And these are your standard cable for USB, audio, and this one for USB 3. The fans are powered by either Molex connector or by a 3-pin. Obviously there's no 4-pin, this case being a budget case. There is an extra spot for a fan on the front and 2 spots on the top for mounting a radiator, for example. The case also comes with mounting holes for a reservoir. On the bottom there is a power supply shroud with 2 holes on the top for ventilation. The AZZA logo also lights up with a Molex connection. On the top there is 2 5.25-inch bay, but only one is accessible from the exterior for a DVD drive, for example. So if you want 2 DVD drive, this is not a case for you. The 5.25-inch bay on the front is hidden by like a swivel door. The door is also held by magnets when it's fully closed. Up on the top there is another decorative panel, but this one is made of plastic, as you can hear. Here on the top is the front I/O. So there's 3 USB 2.0. There's the headphone and microphone jack. There is 1 USB 3.0, the power button, a reset button, a light that indicates that your tower is turned on, and the HDD activity light. Moving to the side, you can see that the side panel and the plastic front is a different shade of black. The back panel is held on by 2 thumb screws, as you can see. On the bottom there is 2 3.5-inch bay for hard drives, and also has mounting holes for SSD, so 2.5-inch. Moving to the side, there is about an inch clearance between the back panel and the frame, so you can fit a lot of cables that way. The front panel was really solidly attached to the chassis, so removing it felt like breaking it. The top is much easier to remove compared to the front, but it also requires quite a lot of force. So now that the top is removed, we can have a better look at the radiator mounts. So I think this could fit a 240, although I haven't tried and I don't recommend trying because of the poor airflow. The top is completely blocked by this piece of plastic, and there's only a few little vents to let the hot air out, so not recommended. On the bottom there is an air filter for the power supply intake. The 4 feet are solid plastic, which means they don't give any vibration dampening. Also, it damaged my table. The glass panel has a layer of foam around the edge. It's probably to reduce vibrations. Putting the case back together is terrible. The glass doesn't have any kind of fixing, so it just floats on top until it doesn't. So to put the side panel back on, you have to first put one of the screws on and then try to align with the hole while you're holding the glass. And then when you get that one in, the rest is easy because then that screw just holds the glass panel in place. The glass definitely feels like something they added afterwards. They're like, oh yeah, we could just change one of the side panel with glass and sell it at a higher price. And then they did that. And even then, after assembling the glass, there's something wrong with it. As you can see, the glass actually protrudes from the chassis quite a lot. So it definitely adds weight to my theory of the glass being an afterthought. And yes, I did try to turn the glass 180 degrees, try it on the other direction, but it does the same. So the glass is definitely protruding. That's the design, I guess. I'll be building a system in this case for a more in-depth review of it. Only comes with one removable bracket. The other ones are all breakouts. Not sure why AZZA only decided to include one of those brackets to save cost perhaps, but one is better than none, so thumbs up for that. Not sure if you guys can see, but my expansion slots are not tapped. That means there's no threads in the holes. They're just holes. That means when you try to screw in, well, it doesn't go in. I ended up using one of the screws to create threads into the holes, but that's really sketchy because sometimes you can like strip out the hole and then you won't have anything to screw your GPU into. But it worked for me, so if you guys also have the same problem, now you know how to fix it.
Well, you little...
The hard drive tray has 4 of those little knobs at where the screws are supposed to go on the hard drive, and that fixes the hard drive into the caddy, and then you can just slide the hard drive into the hard drive bay. It's that simple. Hope it starts. I got my fingers crossed. Okay, take 2. Yay! My final thoughts. This case only costed $65. There are some drawbacks, but it's definitely a good case, and it also has a tempered glass. I can't really say it's the best deal, but it does certainly compete with other cases from Cooler Master or Corsair. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. A few final thoughts. This button is only painted, so with time, the color might rub off. I don't think I mentioned it, but the AZZA logo on the front is also red in color. And people who mentioned the power button and the activity lights to be insanely bright, well, they are not wrong.